You know, I think I might just be losing my sense. I mean, let's be honest. Modern day society kind of sucks. Society really sucks, you know? Like, we're playing with rules that are constantly changing, okay? And I'm still reading through the manual on version 1.2. So, like, I'm reading as, like, the rulebook keeps changing. And that usually is my experience of life. I feel as though the rules are always constantly changing. There's no standard, like, station of anything. You'll hop around houses and be like, oh, you know, rules, the rules that you previously were told do not apply here. There's a separate set of rules now. Um, who really thought this was a good idea? Like, I don't know, like the two-party system was probably one of the reasons why this doesn't work. Okay, it's like, look, there are rules, policies, laws, bills, whatnot, though a governing body should be working well, you know, but it doesn't because, this is supposed to be the United States of America. United is in the name. America is anything but united at the moment. Now, this is usually a skill issue upon the individuals, but I mean, we can only expect so much from the individuals where the governing body has to like step in and do something. Look, okay, if you have a whole town and then everyone just starts to do nothing, even the mayor or whatnot, like, what are you supposed to do? It's like, sure, you can tell the individuals to move, but like, at what point do like, do we have to like look at what the ethics are? And I'm not an expert, nor am I like even the layman. Okay, so really, the idea here that I'm talking about really is that like, I don't know. I'm doing like the 500 like essay like turn the baby saying that shit sucks. Shit sucks. All right, like our economy is kind of crashing. Um, the economy is crashing. Um, Men and women hate each other again. We still have a single mother academic that no one wants to talk about because they get offended every time you paint it as a single mother academic. And it's like, just because I'm saying single mother academic does not mean that I'm like shaming single moms. If you're a single mother and you're struggling, I mean, you know, like, I'm not saying that I blame like the woman who thought she got a good man and thought she was set for life and decided to like devote herself to this guy only for this guy to be a POS. Like, that's the reality. And I'm not gonna shame a woman for like basically being like thinking she found the right guy only for him to be the wrong guy. And should there be more education teaching like just people to find the right partners? I don't know. Maybe I'm like looking way too ahead because my ass is still freaking single. I am forever alone. I am a virgin still. So maybe I'm just sucking on my ass here. But look, there are problems in the world, some that affect more than others, and that is unfortunate. Now, am I not going to say, oh, am I advocating for handouts? Am I advocating for reparations? No. I mean, not necessarily, because then we can go into like the whole freaking schematics, like word schematic things that Schizo Elliott fucking hates, that my friend Ian hates, well, ex-friend, whatever. So this idea that things are working are still flawed. I mean, this is just a follow up to my previous video where I'm just discussing about that the human made systems are flawed, and yet they're still going to stay flawed because humans are flawed by nature. Okay. And again, whether or not you believe in like um Darwinism or creationism or something or whatever, like if you were to believe that like humans, wherever humans came from, okay, humans are by design flawed, okay, like the fact of the matter that like hiccups are a thing, and if you look at the evolutionary explanation behind hiccups, it's because we apparently used to have gills or something in our neck, but that's like the Darwin evolutionary take, which if you believe in evolution, that's your theory, but like what do the creations have to say about that? Like, oh, it's one of God's blunder or something like that, or I don't know. They'll probably find you like look. I have no doubt that like a smart Christian like has figured it out or something that like the atheists can agree upon on. We haven't seen that. Um. Either way, though, like once again, like we talk about religion once again, organized religion again, another system that like in theory is supposed to work but doesn't end up working fully well. Now once again I'm now comparing, now I could go into the logic and like now people are gonna be thinking it's like, oh, you're now saying that it works in theory, not in application. And one could then assume that I'm basically jumping the gun here and going to the point of like I'm comparing every system now to the idea of communism, because communism is like the core, is like the one core like entity. Let's call it an entity because no, not an entity, but damn, my programmer mind wants to call it an object, but again, we're talking about like a metaphysical object here. So the metaphysical object of what was I going on with again? It, either way though, like the idea of organized religion like working. Okay, yes. So communism being something that like it's a medical physical object that only works in theory, and when you apply this object now to to your material world, okay, it doesn't work out. Now, not every system is like this, okay. Some systems are like they do work in theory and they can work in real life. Okay, capitalism works in theory and works in real life. Okay, it just it depends on how you apply it. Okay, the implementation of the abstract is crucial here because um output is only as good as what you put in. So garbage in, garbage out. That's essentially what these systems are like. What the bottom line here is what I have to get to. It's like we're putting garbage in and then we're getting garbage out. The systems were like not future proof for the garbage of the future. They weren't imagining the garbage that would come by the future that these systems would get infected by. We inject them with poison because humans have free will, and humans should have free will because we're humans on one day, and like we shouldn't be betraying our own humanity for the sake of whatever concept it is that I'm arguing against. Um, but yeah, I mean that's all I really have to say about these systems. Um, you want to see more content like this? Subscribe, or you want to see more programming? I don't know. Just a little ranting off about systems once again. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.